Hello and thank you for watching. This is RetroPrepper with an update on our food storage. What you see here is our spare bedroom closet, which we've turned into a pantry for our food storage, mainly because our kitchen is so small, it doesn't have a pantry of its own and we can't store a lot there, so we needed some additional storage. And our spare bedroom didn't have any, there wasn't anything important in that, just some random junk that we moved elsewhere. Turned this into a pantry and it's worked out really well. I haven't done an update for a while, so I wanted to tell you where we're at now and what our outlook is for down the road. We've slowed down on prepping quite a bit over the last year as far as the food storage goes, because we found that with just me and my husband in the house, we just don't use it up fast enough, and we were collecting more than we wanted of stuff that doesn't last that long. Now, a lot of it would still be good after the expiration date, some more so than others, obviously, but we just didn't want to get ridiculously overstocked to the point that we couldn't use stuff up and we're throwing stuff out all the time. We do eat from our food storage, but we can only consume so much of it. We prefer to eat, since it's available, we prefer to eat fresh and whole foods as much as we can. So this kind of supplements our regular diet, and we can only use it so fast. And right now, with the count we've taken of what we figure a minimum of 90 days worth. We could eat good for 90 days. Let's put it that way. We could stretch it into at least 4 to 5, maybe even 6 months if we needed to. Not eating as well and as nutritiously, but we can nutritiously eat for 90 days with no problem, and we're comfortable with that level, so we don't want to get any more than what we have now. Let me give you a little tour of what we've got in the kind of plastic shelves off to the side that are starting to get into the sunshine. And by the way, I keep these doors closed all the time when I'm not filming, and I close the curtain this time of day so that the sun isn't shining on the doors and warming the closet. I would actually prefer to have it in a different place where that wouldn't even be an issue, but we've got what we've got in this house. So but now I'm just letting the sunshine in, so it's usually so dark in there you can't see anything, so I'm letting the sunshine in so we can kind of get a look at it right now. Anyway, these plastic shelves, what we have on there, we've got basically spices and herbs and different kinds of condiments, and towards the bottom we've got some baking supplies there. You see even down at the very bottom there's some sugar, and there's some flour in that tub, and some baking mixes and so on and so forth. Now these other shelves, the metal shelves, the bottom shelf is all meat except for those 2 orange boxes are brown rice, but the entire rest of the shelf is meat. The next shelf up is all vegetables. The shelf up after that is all fruit, with the exception of that box of cocoa mixes that my husband set there. He loves cocoa and bought himself a big box and plunked it there. And then there's that little tub, has Jell-O mixes in it. Now the top shelf of the metal shelves, there's black metal shelves, that top shelf is soup. We've got condensed soup, we've got some ready-to-eat soup, a little bit of broth, and then some of those soup mixes that make about 1 gallon at a time. We really like those. We actually probably will get a little bit more of that and cut down on the condensed, which I just have not been using fast enough. We just don't use a whole lot of condensed soup. So, and then the very top shelf of the closet, that to the right is almost entirely pasta. And to the left is kind of a mixture of, we've got potato mixes, pasta mixes, some random snack items, even the package of napkins up there. And that's pretty much what we've got in this closet. We do have a little bit of storage elsewhere in the house. I've got a couple cases of food I got from the LDS cannery down in the, it's in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. I can't remember. I think it might be Golden Valley or something like that. But save that for another video, I guess. And then on top of the cupboards in the kitchen, we've got, I think, I'm going to say 10 42-ounce canisters of oatmeal, which is almost a year's worth of oatmeal for us. But my husband eats oatmeal just about every day for breakfast, so that's something we actually do regularly go through, and every time it's on sale I pick up like another half dozen of those. So anyway, so that pretty much sums up our food storage. And like I said, we're at a level that I'm comfortable with, but what I am working on doing is getting less of those mixes. Oh, I forgot to mention we do have a couple more tubs of mixes that I put over near our kitchen to try and use up, because they're ones that expired and we're trying to cycle through them in the near future. And that's why we're cutting down on things like that, because we just don't use as much as those mixes. We're baking, not baking, but, you know, cooking more from scratch, eating more whole foods, fresh whenever we can. I mean, we prefer to eat, you know, fresh fruits and vegetables whenever we can, more fresh meat. And we've got a freezer full of food as well, but this is just our dry food storage. So that pretty much sums that up and where we're going with that. Yeah, it's we only want to eat so much canned, but as a part of our regular life, but yet we want to have it on hand in case there is some kind of emergency. So we're looking at basically maintaining a minimum of 90 days worth on these shelves, but we're trying to switch over to more of the whole foods, you know, just the meats, vegetables, and fruits, and a lot less of the mixes. And frankly, if there's an emergency, I'm not going to do hardly any, if any, baking. I mean, I don't do very much now, and we just don't eat a lot of baked goods, so I'm not going to suddenly start baking bread every day. It's just, you know, I've got a minimal amount of baking supplies down there, and that's more than enough, and I'll have trouble using those up. So that's pretty much where we're at with our food storage at this point in time. So that sums that up. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching, and this is RetroPrepper. Have a good day.